Starting the stream.
I'm glad Jonas went with the familiar because
Yes.
I could have gone with the familiar. I just don't know.
There's people watching us again.
Oh no!
Oh.
Nobody told me.
Oh wait,
no.
we're live. Oh no!
Yes, the sour fruity gummy Fortnite commercial is playing. That means we're live.
Yay!
Oh no! My edibles are kicking in. Happy 420. God, it really is no in between. It's the Lord's Day, and people are getting high on the Lord's Day.
Yep, as they should.
Because
Merry
that's
Easter.
the
It
thing to
is time
do.
for us to play the devil's game.
Exactly.
Y'all better be getting high and watching Bluey today, or you're doing this holiday wrong.
no,
I live in
that's
Texas.
the
It's hard
perfect thing to
get around
do.
here.
Honestly, how is this different from Mardi Gras?
Real.
That's fair. Hello, chat.
Hi, chat.
I mean,
Welcome
no,
back.
Hey there. Hey there, chat. How you doing?
It
Been a
has
couple
been
weeks.
a while.
It's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
How is everybody doing in the chat tonight?
Tonight.
I can respond with an emote.
Gear says, I forgot it was Easter and was confused why we had a half day at my job. I thought we were celebrating 420.
We should celebrate 420 more often.
Should be.
I mean, depending on your religious affiliation, you really could just do that for 420.
Nice.
That's a very good emote, Slush.
It's blocked behind a paywall. So good luck getting it, spamming it, and then getting it taken down.
All right.
It's okay. They're male presenting nipples.
It's true.
It's true. What if they taste like slushies?
Oh,
I'm sure they might.
how did those taste?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah.
Why don't you come find out?
Oh.
So,
Back to the comedy go.
I think you're thinking of a different meaning for fuck around.
well,
The fucking around comes after the finding out.
Finding around, fuck out.
Rick Griffin added permitted term DILF.
It should have been permitted already.
oh, chatbot, you're so overzealous. So, how about we have a little chat about our characters? Jonas, have you got anything fun to tell the chat about Aloysius today?
Yeah, fun fact about Aloysius, and do not bring this up. When he was younger, he occasionally participated in little con jobs where he partnered with small-time thieving types, created artificial problems for villages, and then solved them, while the hapless townfolk also got their pockets picked surreptitiously. He got out of it because he felt guilty about it. So, it's a sore spot. Of course, he's old, so he has a lot of sore spots.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got at least a few. How about for Cardamon?
When he wanted to get out of awkward social situations or to freak out somebody he didn't like, he would paint his arm and then let it fall off so he, like a lizard, abandoning its tail so that he could avoid social situations or people that he didn't like.
Interesting
Oh
tactic.
God, it fell
Probably.
off! And then there would be like ketchup packets like squirting. Ah!
Blood.
Blood! Blood!
Unclean! Unclean!
I'm sure it was probably very effective. How about with Nimki? Anything?
Yeah. So up to this point, Nimki's been very shy and quiet, but he is starting to open up, and you are realizing that he's a stupid little kid with no filter, basically. And he just keeps talking about his family and his home. It's in his head all the time, and he has a million stories, and none of them are relevant to anything, and he's talking way too much about it.
That's
I love
okay.
hearing you yap about your hyperfixations.
Yeah.
As you should. What about Thelgar? Anything interesting you want to talk about with Thelgar?
In the past, there was a rumor spreading around Thelgar's village that she never managed to get a boyfriend because everybody who tried earning a date with her thought she was way too dominant for them.
Price.
Their loss, honestly.
Cowards.
Cowards indeed. How about Tiki Kiri?
When Tiki Kiri came to the city, he saw that a lot of people were doing the sands mining stuff, sand sifting, where they were trying to find the gemstones in the white sands, but he just never really felt comfortable on those seas and the sort of unsettling ground underneath them. So anytime he was on a mining expedition, he always went for ones that were going to islands or far off mountains or something else that was a little more solid. And at least on 5 separate occasions, he did the thing where he mined for 8 hours straight, did a shift change with somebody, and then 30 minutes later they found some giant vein of extremely expensive ore. And Tiki is ever so salty every single time it happens.
Oh, poor Tiki, don't worry. You'll find your claim someday. How about Kenji?
Okay, so Kenji is only 19 years old. I believe that makes
Kenji's
him...
a baby.
Yeah. I believe that makes him the youngest of the group, unless Nimki's younger.
Really set an age for Nimki.
How old's Cardamon?
College.
Oh, okay.
College, Cardamon's age is listed as 22.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah, he's supposedly supposed to graduate from the ninja college, or whatever we're going to call it. The dojo, when he's 14 or 15, but he's much more hard on himself than his teacher is. So
Aw.
he stuck around in training for even longer.
Wait, am I the second oldest after Aloysius? My age is 31.
You are indeed an old man.
Oh my god. I hit 30 and I'm just decrepit.
If you're old, I'm crumbling into dust.
I will refrain
You
from
mean
commenting.
you're not? Alright. How about we get back into things? Shall we? Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Alright. So, last time, the party finished their exploration of the mysterious tower out in the sands and discovered the source of the problem was a malfunctioning portal designed to draw the tower into the various elemental planes to observe the creatures therein. Aloysius determined that he would be able to restabilize the portal, sending the tower on its way and ending the problem with the elemental scamps in Laram. Upon setting out to stabilize the portal, it briefly flared and brought forth a powerful creature from the plane of metal, a strange origami monstrosity that almost spelled doom for Kenji and Thelgar. But
We don't talk about that.
the group pulled together, stabilized the portal, and banished it back to its endless vigil. They now find themselves back in the Ember Markets of Laram, having safely re-arrived and been called out to by a mysterious old dragon-blooded woman who has offered to read their future in the cards. And so, we dive back in. It is late night in the Ember Markets. The multicolored braziers, lamps, and sconces, setting about a rainbow of lights, throughout the streets. Shadows seem to cling unnaturally to this woman as she gestures for you to approach her. What shall you do?
The vibe that Namki got from her, I remember this from the end of the last session, was that it felt mocking. Like the group had just gone through this like kind of brutal fight. And Nimki was not done processing it. He's very shaken, and this like lady shows up with this like unserious tone, right? And Nimki is not happy with this lady. He's like on it. he does not want to be there right now. So
So Nimki's a little wary of this old dragon-blooded woman. Nimki, I'd like you to roll a... we can do medicine for this one.
yeah, okay.
I would say society, but I'll also allow medicine. So
Okie donk. Remembering my buttons. Here we go.
okay. You don't really notice anything in particular about this woman.
I'd like to see if I recognize her as part of any... Is she doing any kind of scam I know? Is she part of any, like, fortune-finding group I might know?
You can make a society check for that.
I want to, like, try and figure out the same thing.
Okay. Let's see. Kenji...
Actually, Sam.
Explores warfare, so that's not going to be very useful here. So that would also be society, Aloysius.
Alright.
I don't think I have a reason to
Fair
suspect I've seen her before.
Okay. Nimki, Aloysius, Cardamon, nothing particularly strikes you as odd about this woman. It doesn't seem like she's running a scam in particular. She's just kind of offering to read your fortune. If it is a scam, it's a very, like, very cheap one. Kenji and Tikikiri, you're looking at this woman, you cannot place her ancestry. Normally, dragon-blooded individuals are, like, from a particular ancestry, like Catfolk or Kitsune or Knoll. But this woman looks like a humanoid dragon. Like, you cannot pin any kind of underlying ancestry to her features.
I'm having to, like, split my mind here to be like... Miller is like, so we're dealing with a chromium situation. And then, like, Tiki Kiri mind is like, okay, dragon woman, but like, what does that mean?
Did you say a chromium situation?
It's a character from Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, it's been 0 days.
0 days.
She's a silver dragon that is very involved in human affairs and is like always in a human form.
Oh.
Hey, that's still working.
Oh gosh, it's been 20
Oh my
days since we
gosh.
last 0 days. Somebody?
It's just because it's been 20 days since we last streamed. That's the only reason.
Gosh, it's been a minute.
I'm very happy that counted correctly.
It took 10 minutes.
Yeah, as far as you're
I-
able to tell, if this is a scam, it's not a particularly involved one. Like, scamming people with fake fortune telling is stupendously common.
I'm going
so.
to step forward and I'm going to allow her to read my fortune because I think as Tiki Kiri, I'm going to look at this and seeing something's like very off with her. I'm going to think it's something divine.
Understandable.
Ashley.
Mhm.
I mean, I thought of a reason to make a check, but I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Okay.
Like, usually, if a person is like lying or coming up with something, like you would notice physical changes, like like heart rate or breathing.
You just kind of want to tell to see if she's like lying about anything.
Yes.
That'd be like rolling
Yes.
a deception check to counter deception, right?
That's a perception to sense motive.
Okay.
Except
Would
that, like,
that make
you're
sense?
super blunt about it and not
Yeah, you
like,
can do
stealthy
that.
about it at all. So you just grab her wrist and check her pulse.
I mean, it can also like affect like the scent.
Fair.
Okay.
So yeah, if you just want to like roll a perception check to see if you can tell if she's like lying or get a general vibe check on her.
Mhm.
Anyone can do
Is
that
this
as
still
well.
the same day?
Yes. So you do still have your bonus if you want to apply it.
Who rolled a 1?
Thelgar, Kenji, Nimki, you're kind of trying to like get the vibes of this woman. She's a creepy old dragon lady.
Yeah.
You can't tell if she's lying or not, but she's maintaining eye contact as she speaks with each of you.
Look, if she's on the up and
Okay.
up, she is a crone, and crones are known for this sort of thing.
I'm walking towards her with my hand outstretched to the red or whatever, as
Okay.
everyone else stands back, kind of scratches their chin.
So, she kind of fans her cards out in front of you. Well, it seems we have a taker. Why don't you see what the cards have to say about you, dear bird? Now, if you look at the top of your chat, there's an icon that looks like 2 playing cards on top of one another.
At the top of my chat?
Yes, in Foundry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the 7th tab.
Chat bar, yes. The tabs at the top.
Oh, I see it.
There's a folder there called Harrow, and you should have a hand for yourself in there.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So I would like for Tiki Kiri and only Tiki Kiri to draw 1 card.
I draw the very center card from her fan. There are no decks available from you could draw from.
Are we playing Magic?
It should just be tied to the Harrow deck.
I click draw and it puts up an error. There are no decks available from which you could draw from.
Do me a favor and share your screen momentarily so I can see. I may have to do something with the Harrow deck itself.
So I click draw. And
There are
I
no
go
decks.
to the
Okay,
other.
1 second. Configure ownership. I'm gonna set this one.
I try to
everyone
draw one
knows.
card and the entire deck is like stuck together and she's like, oh, hold on. And she like reshuffles
Basically.
the deck.
Yeah, basically. Try drawing one now.
Draw from hero deck, number 1, draw the top first.
Yes, draw the top card.
I will look at it. It is the locksmith.
Did you shuffle
Indeed.
the deck?
I have the deck shuffled, yes.
Okay. I just thought it
That
was weird
said-
that you drew the first card.
The locksmith. The lawful neutral card of
that card is
dexterity.
horrifying.
That's
It
that's
depicts
basically
him-
just your robot arm.
It depicts an individual with multiple keys where their
Card about
fingers
dicks
should
of
be against a stained glass window. Ah, the locksmith. An interesting card, to be sure. The locksmith presents the subject with the keys they need to find their destiny. You may find the tools you need to access a new location, a clue to something you're searching for, or an ancient treasure. The card does not tell you how you may use these tools. However, that is up for you to decide.
Tiki Kiri, his beak is usually very firm and straight, like straight mouth. He doesn't express a lot, but at this idea of finding doors to things he would want, or finding paths, clues to things he would be looking for, you see a slight smirk on him. And he's like, very interesting, old woman.
Who else would like to draw one of my cards?
Cardamom crashes through and is like, my turn! And then
Okay.
like offers his paw, not fully understanding what
She
the
wants to-
fortune thing is, because he thinks that she's a palm reader.
Cute.
He's
So, yeah,
holding,
is
he's
she
holding
a
out
reader?
his mechanical arm for this.
Yeah. So once again,
wrong
I
one.
would like you to go into your deck or go into your hand that I provided for everybody and draw the first card.
Cardamom, but which of the beans
Wait,
do you
so
want her to
shuffle?
read?
Nope.
Okay. Draw.
Nope. Hold on.
Cup first.
I
Draw.
had a thing for this.
Fuck.
It was kind of set up to be
Yeah, I have a feeling this
I mean,
is not
slightly-
truly random.
this particular instance is not random, and I apologize for that, but
No, by all means.
Do I
It
click
is.
draw now?
no, you have to give me a moment.
Oh, okay. No,
you
it's
have
fine.
to
I just-
pretend they're random.
You shuffled everything.
Oh, god damn it.
So now I have to find the cards that I need.
Cardamom dropped the entire deck.
Okay, now draw the first one.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Here.
She picks up her cards and reshuffles them and fans them back out in front of her. Please be more careful in the future.
I'm so sorry.
The Survivor.
That's a little too close to home.
So let me find that one. And
With my backstory, that's a little too close to home.
gee, I wonder why.
I don't like this.
Oh, this is just Dark Souls.
The Survivor is a neutral good card of Constitution. It depicts a knight battered and bruised, sitting atop a locked treasure chest. The Survivor. This card represents one who has been through a great ordeal. Surrounded by his fallen comrades, the figure represents someone or something lost forever but found once more.
I think your lucky flower is the artichoke.
Cardamom's tail
I wonder what
bristles.
that says about you, dear boy.
No, it's just my trauma. He dejectedly gives the card back, and
she doesn't take it. She lets you keep
okay.
it.
Oh, he crumples it up, not so that she can see,
You
but keeps it anyways.
would anyone else like to see what the cards have to say about them?
Actually,
Mhm.
what is the color of her scales?
You try to look at them, but you can't tell if it's the multicolored fire that's like pervasive throughout the Ember Market, or just that it's kind of so dark. But they seem to shift color.
I will step forward
okay.
and take a card.
Okay. Which means I need to find the one I had for you. All right, if you draw the first card.
Nemke paces around impatiently.
The Teamster. The neutral card of Constitution, depicting a goblin with a chest being dragged through some briars by a beast of burden. The Teamster represents a driving external force that keeps you moving no matter how dangerous things get. This force can be physical or mental, as a person who exhorts others to continue on when they have no more strength to give. The force can be for good or ill, but you cannot ignore it, can you?
I pocket the card.
She just kind of smirks at you. Who would like to
I'm
draw
giving her
next?
like a look that is probably very inscrutable, but she probably can see right through me.
You have the feeling that she probably can.
Telgar will take a step forward
Okay.
As she gets closer to her, she takes a good look at her.
Okay.
She really wants to pay attention to those scales.
Okay. Make a perception check to see if you can get a good or better look at the scales.
Jesus.
You just cannot seem to focus on them that well. Like,
Okay,
as you look at them, they just shift from... It's not just colors, it's also, like, shapes. Like, 1 minute they're keeled and pointed, the other they're smooth and rounded. But she fans out her cards in front of her, ready for you to pull one of them.
She stares at her, slightly gives her a snarl, and says, "You better not be pulling something funny."
Oh, gar.
And then she draws a card. So it's
The Fiend. The lawful evil card of strength, depicting a horrible devil consuming the bodies of souls lost to their machinations. How unfortunate, dear girl. The Fiend depicts a devil devouring the souls of the innocent. It can indicate the deaths of many in a great calamity, or potentially salvation from that same disaster. The Fiend can also indicate that a sinister creature is in the area. Perhaps one that you know.
She begins to sweat cold. And then
You
she
left?
stares back at her and she says, "What is the meaning of this?"
Why? I'm
She's
but a
like ready
humble
to draw her
fortune-
sword.
I am but a humble fortune teller. The cards are the ones telling the story here.
Like, is her face covered by like a
She's wearing like a hood,
like a
but it's not.
hood?
She is wearing a hood, but it's not like covering her face or anything. You can see her.
And I still can be able to see the colors of her scales.
You can see them. They're just like not static. Like they're constantly shifting. You just can't seem to focus on it on any specific color is the thing. But two left. Who would like to know what the cards have to say about them?
Aloysius steps forward. Madam Seer, grace us with favorable fortune.
If you would be so kind as to draw the first card.
The hidden truth.
The hidden truth, the lawful good card of intelligence, depicts a wizened old man pointing eyes wide at a book as if having discovered some ancient hidden secret within.
And when you draw the card, Tikikiri is kind of like nosing over your shoulder to look at it. And then after he gets a good look, he kind of turns away and sort of hunches over something.
The hidden truth symbolizes the ability to see past the obvious and mundane to find the greater truths within. Sometimes this discovery can be esoteric. Sometimes it is very literal, such as an item hidden within a room. Regardless, this card tells that there is a great secret that you have yet to uncover.
I thank you for your prophecy.
With that, she fans her cards in the direction of Nimki. How about it, young one?
Nimki does not look happy, and he's standing in place looking at everyone. Everyone else did it.
I'll pat Nimki on the shoulder.
I will also give Nimki emotional support.
Aloysius squints at Nimki, looking mildly impatient.
The worst thing that I can do to you is tell you things that you don't like about yourself. That's like the worst case scenario. If you want, we could have a really in-depth conversation. Do you believe like that in your lifespan that you're actually like as good a person as you want to be?
Puppy.
Nimki, there's definitely power here, but I believe it is the power of divination, not in the power of changing fortunes. No harm can come to you from simply knowing.
Nimki isn't responsive to any of you. He looks at the old lady. Everyone's talking kind of past him. Suddenly he decides to walk up. And he says, you're here for us.
I'm here for many people, dear boy.
Mm.
I'm just curious what the cards have to say about you lot.
I don't know if I'm curious, but he grabs the card anyway.
All right.
Let's see.
The Uprising. The chaotic neutral card of strength depicts a hand raised defiantly skyward in front of flames and the weapons of the downtrodden. Within the hand is gripped a crown. Ah, an interesting draw. The Uprising represents being caught in the clutches of something far greater than yourself. It is an overwhelming strength that crushes all that comes into contact with it.
Nimki stares at the card and holds it with both paws. And, yeah, suddenly, I don't know. He puts it down on the table.
Well,
Says, I don't know if I want to be thinking about this.
you are an interesting lot, aren't you?
You say much about us, fortune teller. What of yourself?
Oh, me? I'm just a traveling fortune teller. You needn't worry about me just yet, dear boy. But I'll tell you this much. We will meet again. And as she says that, the lights around you flicker as if in a strong breeze, and the shadows seem to consume her. And when the light levels return to normal, she is no longer at the table in front of you.
Yep. You're gonna get that.
It's the old man from Monty Python that sends the knights to the bridge of death.
And so I have a proposition for you all as a group. I presented each of you a hero card, which has an alignment on it. We have been up until this point using our hero points by the default rules. That is, you may declare the use of a hero point after a roll to re-roll, or if you are about to die, you may spend all of your hero points and immediately stabilize. That has not come up yet, but that is an option for them. So I present to you this option with these hero cards. If you are so inclined, you may keep these hero cards, and we will use these as our hero points going forward. Evil cards, you may turn in before I make a roll, any d20 roll, to give me disadvantage on that roll. Good hero cards, you may turn in before you make a roll to give yourself advantage on that d20 roll. Neutral hero cards, you may turn in before a roll you make on a d20 to turn your d20 into a d30.
Just
Okay.
Wait. How do I know what cards are good or neutral or evil?
For the most part, they're self-evident, but if you want, you can compare the card you have and look in the hero deck. Oh no, that doesn't actually show. Hold on.
I also am looking at a wiki page that just
Here,
lists
I
the
will
cards and-
configure the ownership of the actual list of hero cards
Oh,
in the journals tab. so that you can compare what cards you have to the alignment. But for the most part, they are fairly self-evident.
Are these
For
single
example,
use?
yeah, these would be like single use as per normal hero points. You won't get new ones at the beginning of every session if you don't use them, but if you have used them, you would get one as per normal. You would just draw a new hero card. This is just an alternate means of using hero points effectively. We do not have to do this if it does not interest you. We also don't have to do it today. You can, like, sit on it if you'd like.
Yeah, I
I like
think
the reality of it.
I think I would like to sit on it because I don't fully understand what the changes are.
Yeah, let me think on that one. I'll get back to you.
Okay. But yes,
I'll take
each
a
of you
D30.
each of you has been given a hero card, as well as information about yourselves that you maybe did not want to think about.
Yeah. Thanks for the trauma dump.
Oh boy, howdy. Have you seen nothing yet?
Do we do
But
the
yes.
thing where we turn around and she's gone?
She already disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh,
Disappeared in the
whoa!
flicker of the
Where'd she
lights.
go?
Look, oh,
Cardamom wasn't paying any attention. She disappeared like 5 minutes ago.
She got up and walked out. Whoa! A mystic!
this sort of behavior is not atypical for magical users. You just need to get used to it. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
It probably means nothing.
Helder snarls again. I do not like her.
That's definitely probably the only one and only time that we get to see her. Only one.
Tiki, again, still after getting his card, seems to be in a weirdly jovial spirit, and now he says, do not worry, my friends. Demias does not allow our fortunes to be known so easily. Such as the tides rise and fall, such as the storm wanes and grows, so will our futures be. These cards are only a prediction of what could happen.
Are you
When did you
acquainted
become
with
so
her?
religious?
I'm a monk. Well, I'm not a monk class, but I was a part of a monastery.
So like a bank?
More like indentured servitude, but that's not for today.
So, yes, find yourselves kind of on the relatively quiet nighttime streets of the Ember Market. People are still milling about, going about shopping. In fact, in certain parts of the Ember Market, it's more busier than usual, just because the lights of the market tend to come alive at night.
I forget. Did we already check in with Zara?
No,
You have not.
We should probably
Uh,
turn on our
Al-
quest.
Cardamom, you know that her shop would be closed right now anyway.
Oh,
It's after hours.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that you wouldn't want to be bothered by this right now, even if it's after
All
hours.
Josh, ding darn damn.
I mean, honestly, do we really, we could just hang out. I mean, that was kind of rough. We almost died. We could just drink our problems away or go do drugs.
Oh, you
Or
mean the
just
tavern?
brothel.
I don't think we
There's
can go to
one
And that
the.
tavern
Felgar's
in
nowhere
town.
allowed in.
You act like there's only one entire tavern in town.
Well, I like that one. Fine.
That's unfortunate. It doesn't like us.
No, it
Let
just
me
doesn't like
specify.
Felgar.
It doesn't like Felgar.
Don't worry about that. I have something in mind.
If we
What about
take you to,
Foxy Boy, do you know any nice bars or taverns up in the ritzy districts?
You would, actually.
Unfortunately.
Can your lady get us into some exclusive things?
Don't try and leverage her.
Okay, no, but like, I could just go and ask her.
That's your funeral.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, she's a little. I would be cautious, puppy.
Okay, so like, not in game, but like, are we looking for a tavern? Is that it? Like, an inn or a tavern? Is that it?
Just like something to do downtime, probably.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Like something to like relax. Oh, a bathhouse sounds nice. Wait, can this be the bathhouse episode?
Oh no.
We can have as many of those as you care to.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I still need a little time to transcribe everything that I've got here.
We should just go to the nearest tavern.
We'll have time for downtime, don't worry.
We could use a
Alright.
break.
Downtime is an actual thing in Pathfinder, so...
I want to do a spa day so that Tyroy is less traumatized.
Yeah.
Aw.
He just wants to stick together right now. No splitting up.
Preferably within healing range.
Yeah.
I just oh no, I just imagined like alternate like bathhouse forms for the party. Can't do that on Twitch.
I mean, you could.
Cardamom flosses his speed.
So what are we waiting for? Let's head to the tavern.
You're not gonna trash anything, right?
Wait, what did you say?
You're not gonna trash this one if we go to another tavern, right? You're not gonna start a fight or anything. Just
That
ask
is
him.
up to them. That is up to them, not me.
I mean, I guess I could take everybody to the tavern that's frequented by the local assassins.
Sounds safe and
sounds safe.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Just so long as everybody make sure to give their drink a good sniff before taking a sip.
No, they aren't going to kill you unless they're paid to do it.
That's
How do we know if you're
reassuring.
paid? You don't. Oh,
Does it have good beer?
Some
Can
best.
she totally cannot discern a good beer from a bad one, but she asks it anyway.
They serve alcohol. That's good enough for you.
I think Cardamom would just want alcohol and then like hot tub time.
Then let's waste no more time. Show us where this tavern is.
Okay. I can take
No.
everybody to the tavern.
Yes. Do you want to take them to the tavern that the Talons frequently are found at?
Yes. Why not?
Okay. So
I'm hoping this will put a little bit of the fear of God into them, so...
Cardamom makes friends with the assassin.
So perhaps a bit on the nose, it is called the Secret Dagger. It
The
is-
secret is on the front door. That's like a total misnomer.
No, the
I
tavern
know
does
about
not
this
actually
tavern
need to be
before.
secret. That's a thing.
But
As
I
you
can
go
see
inside,
it.
it is largely, at least on the front, just a standard standard bar. There's like nothing particularly noteworthy or special about it. But the barkeeper does kind of look over and recognize Kenji, kind of give him a nod.
Not back.
So cool.
God, he's so cool. I approach the barkeep and I ask for the fruitiest drink.
I think you are the fruitiest drink.
That's beside the
Hey.
point. Do you have anything that's like lavender or has like notes of rose?
The bartender is a Tanuki fellow. He kind of looks you up and down. Lad, you are
Sake is
the
acceptable too.
lad, you are the fruitiest drink here.
Okay. What's the second fruitiest drink then, Mr. Smart Guy?
he He gets some fruit juice and some rum and cuts up some fresh fruits into it for you.
That's nice.
That is something.
Can I have like sake in there or something? Like I want it to like fuck me up.
Do you want fruity or do you want fucked up, lad?
I can. You know what? Give me the ingredients and I'll make it myself. Says the alchemist, challenging him.
Oh no.
All right, do me a favor and roll a crafting check.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Wait! Let me tell you something. Wait, where's my crafting? Okay, hold on. Does a +1 apply because I did the season stuff?
Yeah, that applies here.
All right, please, God. Cardamom, please don't embarrass yourself. I am begging you. Okay. Wait, so that would be an 18 then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, neat. What the fuck?
It's like he's a trained professional who's been doing this for years.
Okay, but okay, it's not that much better.
You make something that can absolutely get you fucked up, but it does not taste particularly good. He makes something that's not nearly as strong, but tastes significantly better.
I mixed those two together.
Green Star Jungle Juice.
I'm gonna do a performance check to see if I can convince him that my drink actually tastes better. So I'm gonna take a sip and try not to like flinch.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And you would think that I only
don't-
have half the tolerance, missing an entire arm too.
I don't care if you like the drink or not, lad. I just care if you pay for it. And for everything that you've kind of done here, he's gonna charge you 3 silver.
How about 2 copper pieces?
That's you do have like 3 or 4 drinks worth of alcohol between that, so
I'm gonna mix them together to balance out the fact that it tastes good and it's alcoholic versus it's not alcoholic and it tastes bad.
Just drink them alternately.
I can't drink all of this myself, please God. I will die.
And lap it from a bowl.
Cardamom whimpers at the bartender, upset that he didn't make a friend. Well, to be fair, he was kind of snotty, but
I'd like to go up to the bartender and say, "Give me your not quite finest bottle of wine."
Oh, a bottle, is it?
I'm buying for everybody. We did good.
You did do good. 1 second, please, though. I need to look up how much a bottle of
A
wine
bottle of
costs.
fine wine is 1 gold.
Okay, so for not quite the finest, I'll say 5 silver.
All right. I would say that.
That seems fair.
Are you treating all of us?
Yes. I'm grabbing the bottle and like 4 goblets and sitting down at a table. Or 5 goblets, I guess. 1 for everyone except Cardamom. He's got himself handled, apparently.
How much should we give to Thelgar?
Wait, what was
I'm
that?
pouring everyone 1 glass.
I mean-
that's about the whole bottle.
She was going to do it her way, but since you offered it first.
it's not adding all of my modifiers into the rolls. That's interesting.
Well, you're not trained in performance, so
No, well, I was looking at crafting, and it says +7, but it also says +1 for specialty crafting, +1 for handy with your paws, and then +1 for seasoned. But it's still only doing the 7 instead of what looks like it would be +10.
well, seasoned, handy with your paws, and specialty crafting are apparently all circumstance bonuses, so
I
you can
see.
only apply one of those.
Damn it! Okay, fail.
I thought specialty crafting was a status bonus for some reason.
Okay.
So I kind of lean over next to the bartender and slip him a piece of silver and say, so, heard any interesting rumors, bits of news, anything that might be of interest to adventurer types like us?
He kind of takes the silver, pockets it. Depends on what you're looking for. Not a whole lot of information for adventurer folks. Mostly, most of the people coming in here looking for work are like your friend there, he says, kind of gesturing, nodding over at Kenji.
Alrighty. Well,
That said, apparently a bunch of the scamps that were causing trouble around town seem to have vanished.
yeah, that was us. We did that.
Was it? Well, congratulations.
Can I
Here's
get a
another
shot for
bottle of wine for you.
That works. I'll take it.
He will actually provide you a bottle of fine wine, the 1 gold variety.
Cardamon is slack-jawed.
Thank you, server. That is greatly appreciated. See, that's how you do it, kid. That's how you do it, Bubble.
Well, he wasn't challenging you and your pride. Mr. Smart Guy.
Nimki peeks up over the counter at the bartender and starts telling the whole story and bragging, basically. Feeling a little good about it.
Okay.
Now
roll
that he's
a,
sloshed.
roll a
Talger goes to the
diplomacy check.
counter. Okay.
Say again, Ash.
Nimki, roll a diplomacy.
Okay. Let's see. Level 1 or level 2, because I did just train this.
You're leveled up, so
Okay. Woo.
That's
Yeah,
mechanically,
he's
we're still leveled up. So
yeah. He is listening with fairly rapt attention as you kind of go through the whole story of your investigation going out to the island.
Mm-hmm.
What's Selgar doing?
She goes to the counter and she says to the bartender, the entire group worked really hard to rid your asses of these camps. You should give a bottle to each one of us. And she gives him an intimidating glare.
I did put one of my apparently 4 drinks in front of Elgar in an attempt to dissuade her and be like, okay, maybe, oh.
you're not going to want to do that.
Aloysius face palms.
I'm still going to try it.
Kenji, are you going to stop her?
I mean, I can try.
Felgar, what if you practiced on me and I'll let you know if you're scary?
See, here's the
Can I-
thing. I brought these people in. They are going to be, like, ostensibly my responsibility. So I am going to at least attempt to stop Felgar from this.
Okay. So how does that work?
Like, Felgar.
It's like my role against his?
No. Kenji is going to say something to you to try and get you to stop, and you're going to decide whether or not you actually stop.
You're going to
Okay.
talk like a normal person.
Felgar, I brought you here because this is where my people frequent. And I have to tell you, you do not want to cross them.
Why wouldn't I want to cross them?
Because they're all assassins. No offense, everybody.
Because
A
you-
few people just kind of
Kiri-
raise their glasses at
Yeah,
you.
see,
Aloysius.
it's
Here
like a-
tries to reach.
you
for
are-
Elgar's wrist
you are very
again.
used to you are very used to fighting your opponents face to face. You will not see anybody coming.
Tikikiri tries to reach for
Okay.
Elgar's wrist again and then
Can
pulls
she-
back and then is like very undecided about whether he should try to touch her or not.
Wait, you're gonna try to grab me by the wrist again?
No.
No, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'll just put my hand next to yours, like on the bar or whatever, and I'm like, Felgar, honey, just have a good time.
Can I attempt my roll against Kenji? instead.
Oh, no.
Oh, you want to try and intimidate Kenji?
Yes.
I mean, I can't stop you from that. I can't stop you from making the roll in general, so...
Okay, I will do that. Can I?
Like I said,
I think DM gave you the go.
if you're going to do it, then
Yeah,
do
do
it.
it.
Crossing fingers. Here goes.
Will you have one good roll? That's not bad.
Well, what does that mean? Oh, money.
Felgar's total is 20, which does beat Kenji's will DC.
It's like, fine.
Wait.
Your funeral.
Okay. Then I look back at the barkeeper with the same glare. Like I
As you
lower my
turn to
head
the-
slightly.
As you turn to the
So-
barkeeper,
Yes.
I don't think a 15 actually beats your... Oh, it actually just catches your reflex DC. That was very bad
Okay.
roll on their part. A person walking behind you just kind of surreptitiously swings their foot underneath yours, catching it and tripping you.
Oh my god.
That was a 2, by
Okay.
the way.
Nimki plops down on Felgar's tummy and kind of like giggles. This place is kind of fun.
I looked at Felgar. Are you quite done?
She gives a long sigh. Whatever.
Nimki lets her up.
Look, lass, you seem strong enough, but I keep these people, happy between work, and most of them are probably more dangerous than you.
I don't think you know me enough.
I don't
Listen,
think he needs
confidence is a wonderful trait. It's keep it up, but maybe be confident somewhere else.
As I said, whatever.
Hey, Tiki here. How about those drinks?
Yes. I'm still.
Cardamon is
sipping-
anxiously sipping. There's
Yeah,
one
I'm
out of the
sipping from my
4.
I'm gonna kind of move away from Felgar, wherever she's going to sit down, whatever. I'm gonna walk over to Kenji. I'm gonna talk
Actually,
to
yeah.
him, and I'm gonna say, "So we know you're the lady's toy servant, whatever that may be. What has caused you to join us on this quest that is in service to her? Besides what we've seen so far, what interest does she have in these elementals?"
That's not for me to know, and that's not for me to ask.
She doesn't trust you enough to give you the information to make your own decisions?
I do not see how that matters.
Kenji, you would know Sandra Dolmar well enough to know that this was like an ancient site of magical power. That alone would interest any Arcanist worth their salt, but
I mean, in general,
beyond
yes.
specifics, yeah.
Yes.
Beyond
In
specifics,
general, yes. She is very interested in all sorts of magical artifacts and locations and those sorts of things.
Magical artifacts and locations. Like, what else can you think of?
I don't see how this is any of your business.
Just finding myself having a renewed interest, or a growing interest, I should say, in magical artifacts, especially ones related to these regions around the White Sands. I'm just wondering if there's any other ones that have caught your mistress's eye.
Oh yeah, did something funny to your gate, right?
Yes,
That must have been uncomfortable.
that is part of it.
That's
The
Me fingering
Throwing
the
it
compass in my pocket, like thinking I have to return this to her pretty soon.
Mhm. I shape a little piece of metal in my hand in front of everybody, and I shape it to look like the keys that were on my hero card. And I'm like, I've just been thinking about the predictions we were giving, and I kind of swirl these keys around, or like float them around in my hand as I'm sort of staring at them. And what kind of possibilities might be out there? What kind of doors we don't even know are there to be opened just by finding them?
Well, I mean, I wish you all the best. I don't know if after we check in with Zara, I guess tomorrow. Then aren't we going to go our separate ways? I mean, we got together to handle the tower. I don't know if we really need to keep going as a party per se. Aloysius, Aloysius, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Maybe not if Zara doesn't have anything else for us, but that's why I'm asking about the mistress. She seems like a very knowledgeable person about things both recent and long ago that might be important to these areas.
Well,
I mean, if she wants to hire us, that's something.
if she does have any interest in these things, I suppose I can ask her.
Has she ever told you anything about the water orbs of the cities on the White Sands?
Kenji, she probably would not have, talked specifically about them, but again, as an Arcanist, she kind of knows about them. So, she might have told you about them at some point, just general information, and that they are effectively permanent planar portals, attuned to the plane of water.
She's never talked to me specifically about any of these things. We do not often find ourselves talking about her work. But yes, I do know about...
Fair enough. Put it
I
out
do
of
know
your
about
mind,
those in general, but then again, most any schoolboy can tell you about them.
Yes, I've heard the same sort of rote explanations that they give you when you come to the cities and see the tourist traps. I was wondering if she would have known anything more particular.
She certainly does, but again, nothing that we've talked about.
Then perhaps I may drop a visit to her sometime. I understand you would advise against it, but there are certain things I'm looking for, and she seems like a pretty important focal point at the moment.
Well, whatever you do, if you talk to her, see that she doesn't find need to summon me.
No. You've given me all you can. I trust you that much.
What are Cardamon, Nimki, and Thelgar doing as the others are kind of having this conversation?
Cardamon would have definitely been drinking from the anxiety of Thelgar's intimidation. Probably gotten through one, if not two, of the drinks by now, potentially. And then would probably go back to the bartender, offering him the stuff in an attempt to make another friend. But also proud of how the drinks mixed together turned out, how they are actually alcoholic and good at the same time. See, it doesn't need to be like piss water all the time. They can taste good.
Yes, if you drink twice or 4 times as much, then yes, it will also be alcoholic that way.
Yeah, the more that you drink, the better it tastes. It's how let me tell you about these drinks. They're so good.
That's how alchemy works.
We're
So Cardamon goes on a drunken rant trying to explain to the bartender how alcohol works.
well, no, kind of, but in an attempt to like make a friend or at least reconcile for him being a little brat earlier.
Tiki Kiri says, "Oh no, you think drinking more makes it better? Clearly, you've never tried any of the Tengu moonshine.
You try
Some of the
it,
monks
and then
would
he
make on the
starts
mountainside.
spoon feeding you it.
What about Nimki?
When Aloysius started talking about whether we needed to stick together, the mouse looked visibly anxious. He was not really comfortable with that line of thinking, but he wasn't sure what to say, so he mostly listened for the moment.
Fair enough.
Aloysius is already thinking about going back to his stall. He's mildly annoyed that he had to go on this thing and do all this stuff, even though it wasn't part of like a formal adventure and contract. Like he got thrown in. Although he is getting a little bit fond of all these folks, even though he doesn't want to admit it.
Nimki approaches the old cat and it whispers at kind of close range. It's a little hard to hear, but reminds him about all the money we're gonna make.
Yeah, in the end, it all works out. I mean, I need an acid sprayed in my face. Don't
The
forget
money
that.
we've been promised. You haven't made the money until it's in your paws.
Tell you what, Nimki. Tomorrow we'll go check in with Zara, and then we'll see how things go from there. Maybe I'll go back to my stall. Maybe I'll stick around. I don't know yet.
The mouse kind of bounces in place a little. He's still anxious. Okay.
Cardamon tipsily throws an arm around Aloysius's shoulder. We've already got like the reputation as if it were an actual adventure. Like the Tanuki was impressed. Why does it need to be so formal? Why do you need so much paperwork? We're all good. And then he puts a drink in front of him. Please, I can't drink all of this. I need your help.
All right. Aloysius
I don't know if
sniffs.
you can tell I'm absolutely in a lightweight.
You asked for something that would fuck you up, and then you couldn't even finish a glass of it.
I finished 2 out of... I can finish a glass there. I can't finish 4.
Why'd you make 4?
That's what happened between me and the Tanuki's contest.
Why are you buying alcohol at the soup store?
Weren't you listening to Ash's incredible like game depiction? There's 4 people's worth of alcohol that I have from our exchange.
Aloysius sniffs the drink and takes a swig. I don't quite like it, but I don't know if I dislike it either. I probably need more.
Cardamon is wagging furiously because he knows you're lying.
Nimki looks around at all the other patrons with like an anxious look. I feel like we changed the tone of this place a little bit.
Do you think they
For the
can't
most
drink
part,
it?
as I mentioned, it is basically just a bar.
You think
Yeah.
they can't drink and carouse just the same as the regular people?
Maybe.
No, then people wouldn't say, God, they're so cool under their breath.
Look,
No,
everybody's an
not at
idiot
all.
when they sit down at a bar.
True.
That's fair.
Has Thelgar settled down any?
I suppose so.
I gave one to
What's she up
Thelgar.
to?
I mean, who knows when the next surprise attack may come.
All right.
Now listen.
So-
I'd be like, listen, Thelgar. I know what I said, but at the same time, you.
Shut it! She stares at him.
So, Helgar, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from and your general backstory? I don't know.
She
Yeah, that
just-
sounds fun metagaming.
She just drinks her beer. And that's it.
All right. Well, I tried.
Cardamon has one more drink left and is like peeking up from under the bar a little bit, and then gently places what is it, like a stein or like a big mug, and then like pushes it closer into her eyesight, and then she ignores it, and then he pushes it closer until she stops ignoring it.
It's just like it's touching her nose. You know.
I think Tiki Kiri has like a wine goblet that he's been drinking out of. It's probably something cheap like tin or pewter or something. And after his second glass, because he's already feeling the effects of it, he's kind of just sitting there with the glass, sort of using his kinesis to mold it and reshape it. He turns it into a dagger and then starts playing like five-finger fillet or whatever it is.
Oh.
Stabs himself several times.
Roll dexterity check.
You see the knife go into his finger, but then it's just like in the feather.
wait,
Just like between the individual hairs of the feather.
Cardamon wanting to stim, but also being tipsy, wants to do the same and starts playing with Kiri, but starts doing it with his robot arm. You
Just
see that there's a bunch of
click. You hit every single
Yeah, there's
finger.
a bunch of stab marks in his fingers, and he's like, "Oh, I'm really good at this game." And there's so many scuffs and stab marks on his finger on the robot one, but he's too drunk to notice he's hitting it.
Aloysius sips more of the alchemy drink.
Oh. Ow!
As soon as Cardamom says "ow" even once, I'm grabbing the dagger back and turning it back into a goblet. And
It's
being
just
"All
my
we're
robot
done.
arm.
We're done."
It's not even the real one.
I tried to turn it back into a goblet. It is not nearly as good as the goblet I was handed, and it's probably going to make the owner a little upset with it.
Is there like a notice board or anything that has like town information or like instances in news in the tavern, like a quest board?
Not in this one. As
God
I
damn it.
explained to Aloysius, most of the
Damn
people
it.
coming here looking for jobs are more like Kenji.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are the
Assassino.
ones that aren't publicly posted.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no murder board.
But you all kind of while away a few hours getting drunk and carousing at this assassin bar.
I mean, there's no, like, there's probably like a leaderboard for who killed more people.
God.
Yeah, it's called how many skulls you're wearing around your waist.
Is there like a sanctioned boxing arena? You seem like you really need to get some stuff off of your chest, Mrs. Stelgar.
Mrs. Stelgar.
I think she would just reply with a glare.
He's too puppy
Mrs.
to
Stelgar.
notice.
Her name is Thelgar. She
Wait, what?
Mario?
I just assumed that was her only name.
Wait, what do you mean?
Whether your name is just Thelgar or you have a surname or something.
Yeah, your first name
I mean-
and your surname are both Thelgar, so your full name is Thelgar.
Oh, great. It's
I
Mario.
mean, she hasn't said anything other than her first name, so I guess nobody else would know.
It's true.
Okay, but I respond to Cardamom with a glare, and I want to roll for that.
Oh, no.
Do I have to roll?
No,
Okay.
No.
that beats
Oh, no.
Cardamon's, will DC.
Damn. He's
Okay, she stared
visually
at you-
like.
She
more
stared at you with a very menacing glare.
Okay, I'm picking up the sensation that you're not happy with me. Counter proposal. Maybe we go to this boxing thing and we go fight.
You want to fight her?
No, I want to see her fight.
Oh.
Like everyone
I
does.
just
are
want
you
her to
speaking-
have a healthy way to express
What are
all
you
of this
speaking
pent-up affection.
of?
That's a good point.
What place is this you speak of?
I mean, wait, Ash, would there be like a place where there's like a sporting tournament or like sporting fights for entertainment or?
There is Heaven's Tower. It is a tall 20-story tower where you progress up it, and every floor gets harder, and the further along you get, the more prize money you get.
Would Thelgar
Fair.
be soloing this, or would this be all of us?
No, there are team matches.
Oh my god.
I was trying to set up a scene like in Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. where he goes, "Just come be late." Where there's like an underground fighting thing for entertainment, because I'm trying to set Thelgar up with like a healthy way to expel this.
I mean, there probably
bloodlust.
are also underground fights. This one's just a little more official.
I was gonna say, if you want a healthy way of Thelgar being violent, that's called being an adventurer.
fair.
That is called
I'm
being
just trying to
stop
break-
pissing me off.
I'm just trying to break through a shell. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend. I just want to. I don't know.
That'll
He drinks
be
more of its drink.
the whole point of
You
our
will
group.
Chad
will
is
be-
right. Slush has in one episode tried to suggest the bathhouse episode and the tournament arc.
We'll just be Thelgar's therapy group. That's our thing. Around.
I would assume that at this point, Cardawan is sufficiently drunk.
It's getting quite late, in fact. In fact, it's getting so late it's starting to get early.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up.
Oh God,
It's
The
just like
rooms-
when I go to VR chat.
Yeah.
I've noticed the room's getting a little wobbly. They should do something about that.
is that the sun? Oh God, is that the sun rising?
The sky
Like a
is
vampire.
starting to lighten.
Oh, jeez. I think it's time to turn in.
You were
folks.
out very late with this tower thing, so
Ooh, neat. Cardawan is absolutely not walking straight.
Like, what time does the alchemist shop open?
He's walking very gay.
it would open a couple hours after sunrise.
Oh.
So you're still about 3 hours out from that.
That's a sufficient nap or a short rest.
Maybe a power nap.
Regardless, I think it's time we went to our abodes for the night. It's not quite a night, but
Long enough to
it's-
get our spells back.
I need to return to my mistress's place to give her back her magical item.
Well, if you want your spells back, that'll take a full night's rest, which is 8
Oh, yeah.
hours.
Oh, does that
The
include me?
alchemist shop will be open
Yes.
still.
That doesn't
All
include
right.
you because you're a spellcaster.
All right. Well, I'll see you all later. I'm heading down to my little, my cozy little place in Lowtown. I'll meet you all tomorrow or today, I guess, at Zara's shop. All right.
That
Sound
works.
good. Okay.
Does everyone have a bed?
Very well.
I've got a pretty okay apartment.
I'm fine. I have my abode.
Yeah.
I will sort
Yes,
of
Thelgar.
grandpa walk with Aloysius out, trying to keep him steady.
Sure, Grandpa,
we
let's
start
take you
to
to
leave.
bed.
I don't need
Exactly.
help. I don't need help. Fine.
I
Whatever.
do.
In my time. Sure, Grandpa, let's take you to bed.
Rude. But
So you all head off to your abodes to rest.
All right, rest for the night.
We all start to get up and leave, and I turn around and look.
Oh,
and
no,
just
no, no.
Kenji's.
Oh, no. I would like everybody to kindly roll initiative for me.
Oh,
Oh,
Interesting.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Don't
read the
worry.
counter!
This is just to determine the order we do this.
Okay.
no, I don't think you're raging in the middle of your sleep.
I mean, she could pull it off.
All right. First up will be Thelgar.
Yee.
Thelgar.
Okay, so does that mean she instantly rages?
No, this is not an encounter.
Okay.
As you rest, you dream. Your mind wanders to the card that the fortune teller gave you, and as you slumber, you think back to your home. You stand on the stump of an ancient tree, looking over your village. You're proud of what you've just accomplished. You think back and listen to the words of your tribe's elders, fearful old men who warned you not to draw the dragon's ire, but they didn't understand. It was a threat nesting so close to the village. Living on the forest floor has made you and your people strong, much stronger than those who stay in their canopy cities near the sun. And so, you decided to make the call in spite of their warnings. Destroy the dragon's egg and drive it away before it could harm anyone. You smile down at your tribe, successful in your mission. Pride swells up inside you and you shed a tear of joy. You blink it away once, but you keep crying. You try to blink it away again, but it just causes the tears to come faster. You blink a third time, and as you open your eyes, you see your village consumed in burning green hellfire. Green fire licks at the buildings of your village, and screams and cries echo out between the trees. In the center of the village, you see silhouetted against the flames the jagged, spiny form of the diabolic dragon you thought you had chased off. How does Thelgar react in this moment? How did Thelgar react in this moment when this happened to her?
Well, I think firstly she's horrified by the sight, by the sounds, by all the manifestation of the events from the past. I think at first she's consumed by the fear, the terror of seeing everything being destroyed, everyone being slaughtered. But she knowing that she's a leader, she needs to always lead the tribe and be exemplar. She decides to listen to her rage instead of the fear, and she tries to charge against the dragon, like giving the most terrifying, loud shout she can give.
You roar and you run through the village, ready to fight this dragon one-on-one if that's what it takes. The green hellfire scorches not just your body as you run by it, but your soul, and you feel it leaving its mark on you as you work yourself to the point of exhaustion, attempting to fight this dragon who merely toys with you. The dragon's piercing yellow eyes watch as you scurry about, trying desperately to drive it off. A twisted look of satisfaction burning itself into your memory as you collapse in the burnt-out husk that was once your home.
Well, I guess I died.
Kenji. As you arrive home, it is quite late, and you immediately go to bed. You are also visited by dreams, Kenji. Memories from your past, and you think back to a time when you were utterly and completely alone. You're standing on the streets of Laram, just a child again. You don't understand. You're starving. Everything hurts. Aren't people supposed to care? Aren't people supposed to be moved when they see a child in pain? Faceless figures walk past you as you lie in the unforgiving midday sun of Laram. Every time you seek shelter, another vagabond or stray chases you off. When you search for succor from those better off than you, you're met with scorn or, even worse, indifference. Scorn you can at least understand. You're trying to impose on someone. It makes sense they would be annoyed with you. It's the indifference that cuts you much deeper. Those who pretend they don't even see you, as if you're not even worth getting annoyed over. How did you, as this child lost and alone in the slums, how did you seek out comfort when this happened?
Oh. I sought out comfort by trying to find a place that was empty of all people. Someplace in the shadows, probably. Where nobody would find me. Nobody would have to turn their eyes against me. I could just sit there and not have to be perceived at all.
You continue to wander through the shadows of the slums. Kenji, you're dying. You think back to this time, you didn't even have a name. You're still just a child and you're dying. As you sit against the wall of a crumbling building, a figure steps in front of you. You look up, but you cannot make out any details of their face. All you can see is a knife gripped between their fingers. You hear them talking in a mad, rambling cadence, but you can't muster the energy to be afraid for yourself. What would the point be? Another day of misery and starvation? All you can manage to do is close your eyes and hope that it's quick. And as you sit there, waiting for that final release, you feel a warm spray cover your face for a moment. As you weakly peer up, you see a second figure behind the first, having slit their throat. You aren't sure what's going on, and you don't have the energy to figure it out, as your body, fatigued and starving, gives out. Cardamon.
Yes.
You head back to your apartment, and you also kind of think about the card that you drew. Trying not to, but it's there at the back of your head. And as you drift off to dream, memories that you wish were gone come flooding back. As you dream, your lungs are on fire. You're running through the streets of yet another city that you've never been before, having been moved again since the last time you tried to escape. You've lost count of the number of times you tried to run from these people, and yet, for all of your attempts, you always hear them chasing after you. And now is no different. You hear the shouting of familiar voices behind you, chasing you, ready to drag you back to the hell that they've been putting you through. In a panic, you look behind you to see how close they are, hoping that you might find some place to hide or get away to. But not paying attention to where you're going, you trip over a basket full of produce, and the fall sends you tumbling underneath a market stall. When this happened to you, Cardamon, did you hide there hoping that they would not see you, or did you take it as an attempt to run in a separate direction to try and throw them off?
I stayed and hid there. hoping that they wouldn't find me at the very least.
You curl up into a ball underneath the stall and hold your breath. A beat passes. 2, 3. You are doing everything you can to not be noticed. You are holding your breath despite the fact that your lungs are on fire, desperate for fresh air. You see the familiar boots of these people run past you. And then there's a brief moment where a sense of relief washes over you as it seems like they didn't notice you. As for just a second, it seems like you're free. But that relief is short-lived when a hand reaches under the stall and yanks you out. The merchant who owns the stall pulls you to your feet and calls after the people who have been chasing you. Panic sets in again. You look around for something, anything, to help you escape, and you see a dagger tucked into the merchant's belt. You grab for it, drawing it and swinging it about wildly, but the merchant, much taller than you, lifts you up off the ground by your wrist, and you feel your shoulder pop painfully as it dislocates, as he holds you just out of reach of cutting him. You see the cloaked figures who've kept you trapped for as long as you can remember approaching, and your fight or flight response kicks into overdrive, and there's only one thing you can think of to do to try and escape. You jam the knife into your dislocated shoulder. Muscles and tendons cut and tear as you scream in agony and fall to the ground. You try to run, but the exhaustion and blood loss take their toll before you can get more than a block away. As you collapse into the dust, losing consciousness, a hand reaches down to grab you and take you away again. Nimki.
Squeak.
As you drift off to sleep at the place you've been staying, where these people have taken you in to help them with the sick and injured, you feel within you a sense of betrayal. Those
How so?
who stood by you, those who raised you, those who loved you, all look at you now with a sense of distrust and fear, but you don't know why. Okay, so you don't really understand where your powers have come from, but haven't they been helpful? Haven't you used your power to heal people, to fix things? You wander the roads of the town you grew up in, feeling the eyes of friends and neighbors on you, judging you, afraid of this sudden influx of power that you now have. You're afraid too, but you pray to it all the same. You don't know who it is, and you dislike calling on it, but you have used this power to help people. As you walk, you look down at your hands, at your white fur. It was black before all of this started. Black like your parents, black like your siblings. You don't know why it changed. You don't know what it means. And as you think about it, you hear cry nearby, and turn your head to see that a young neighborhood child has fallen from their property's fence and twisted their leg. Their mother tends to them, but can't calm them for the pain they're in. She glances over at you, and you see it, that look of fear and trepidation, to call on you. of mixed feelings about the blessing you bring, but not knowing about the source or its intentions. You know they won't thank you. They might even hate you if you choose to help, but you know you can. What did you do when this happened, Nimki? Did you go to help these people?
Nimke thinks about how he would have run, and he did, and he was never sure about this decision. So what if this was like a second chance? Whatever this is, what if he did help? What if he prayed?
You can't stand thinking about this, Nimki. You hate the feeling of all of these people who used to love you, who used to be friends with you, who used to care for you, sit with you, be with you. All of these people looking at you like this. This constant feeling of guilt weighing down on you, like you have somehow betrayed them, even though you didn't ask for this power. You feel trapped. Not like you're trapped here, but as if all of these other people are trapped here with you. And the only thing you can think of to do to help them is to run away.
Makes sense.
Ikikiri. As you kind of fall off to sleep, you think back as the conversation kind of turned to where you came from. You think back about the traditions of where you came from. You always hated the traditions of Demius. It never made sense to you why a monastery here would worship the air-headed custodian of your sister world. But you nevertheless dutifully attended to the rites you were expected to. And you never minded the work itself. You were always very good at it, in fact. You had a sixth sense about where the best ore deposits could be found. And the other folks at the monastery were always happy when you were the one to handle the rites, because they believed you to be blessed by the Sky Father. You hated that. It was nonsense. You had a priest who was blessed by the Sky Father. Your abilities were your own. They belonged to you. But so it went, day in and day out, until one day, it didn't. Where you would normally have attended the rites in the mountain mines, the wear of constantly paying praise to a god you never worshipped proved too much, and you decided to take a break from it for a day. You decided you deserved at least that much. What did you do that day when you broke from the normal traditions of this monastery?
Pop some very serious questions on me. They're going to have very large ramifications for how I'm going to shape my character. I would say that on that day I decided to take a break. Because not performing the rites, but staying at the monastery, is not really removing myself from the culture of the monastery, and it would just result in the monks lending me their ire anyway. So I went back to town. I went back to my hometown to visit, to find my family again, to see how they had come along.
Okay.
I did this without telling anybody. I did this with no notice. I simply slipped away in the middle of the night.
After your visit to your family, after your visit to your hometown, you went back to the monastery feeling really good. Like, it was nice to have that break, to be able to go out and do something that was for
I just had
you.
a real good time with my family. Just the best.
But it very quickly turned south when, as you approached the monastery, you could smell smoke on the wind. As you followed the cobbled roads to where your friends spent their lives, you found nothing but burnt buildings and mangled corpses. You wander the monastery trying to find something, someone, anyone, but you don't really have time to wonder about what happened, as you are set upon by a straggling mountain bandit, likely having stayed behind to look for the last of anything valuable. As he charges you with an axe in hand, you have no chance to react, no chance to think. You panic as you suddenly feel very heavy and fall backwards, the blade of the axe bearing down on you, ready to cut you in half. Aloysius.
Yes.
You also kind of think about the card you received, and there's only one event in your life you think it could possibly pertain to. And as you dream, you think about it. You're young again, and you are angry, Aloysius. You stand before the council of the Cerberus Academy, its 3 heads and 100 tails seating around the podium on which you've situated yourself. They argue with each other about your transgression. Half of the tails think your indiscretion worth forgiveness, claiming it as a potential learning opportunity, as all students should be afforded. The other half decries you as having gone too far, having tarnished the school's reputation. The 3 heads are similarly divided. Orthus, a white wolf with a gentle demeanor, and the council's left head sides with the moderate view, while Lerna, a green cobra with a stern gaze, and the council's right head believes you need to be expelled for what you've done. The final head, Chimera, a regal and imposing lioness, glares down at you from their seat in cold contemplation, their steely blue eyes reading your every movement. Hers is the deciding vote. You have but one more opportunity to defend yourself. Aloysius, how did you address the council that day?
What would he have said? What would he have said? Didn't work out for him. Look, I'm not promising you anything. All I'm saying is I could be one of the greatest wizards to ever come out of this academy if you just give me a chance. That's all I need. One more chance.
You beseech Chimera for this last chance. You don't bother to wait for her to respond. You know what your fate is. You close your eyes and turn away, already accepting of the decision that's going to be passed down upon you. And as your gaze shifts around the council chamber, so too does the scene. The chamber melts away to a swamp, fetid and humid, teeming with life. You watch as if time are accelerated around you, a crocodile snatch an ibis from the shore and devour it before it dies, decays, and nourishes new growth along the marshy ground, where another ibis chooses to make its nest. You hear a deep croak, somehow unnatural despite easily belonging to the sounds of the swamp around you. And a strange toad sits on a log nearby, staring directly at you. What do you do, Aloysius?
I reach out to it. Hey there.
As you approach the toad, it opens its wide mouth, and the sound of a dozen voices, discordant but in perfect harmony, speaking many languages you've never heard but can understand nevertheless, spill out from its face. Heed not the morality of those who sit above your station, for they know not what it means to survive as you have. Heed not the morality of those beneath you, for they know not what needed to be done to stand where you are. There is power in every choice we make as a person, Aloysius. I am curious to see what power the decisions you have made will afford you. And for a brief moment, you feel a presence begin to coil around you like a large snake before you awaken in a start to find a familiar-looking orange toad sitting on your chest, staring up at you.
Fork.
Well, that sure happened. Hello.
He flicks his tongue out at you and baps you in the face with it.
Ah.
As it should.
Yeah.
You leveled up. Bum 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 bum.
So, before we end our session, I would kind of like everybody to talk about their level ups. We'll kind of go in the same order we did our dreams. Thelgar, you hit level 2.
Mhm.
Tell me what's interesting.
Okay, so I think, like in our previous sessions, I couldn't help but notice how Talgar was failing miserably at doing something she was supposed to be really good at, which is intimidating people. So
Talgar was
I decided to. It was very puppy eyes. So she spent, like after we went to the tower and barely defeated the origami abomination, she probably spent some time, staring at a mirror, trying to figure out, like, okay, so why do I have puppy eyes? Like, maybe my eyes can intimidate other creatures, but not people in this planet. So what can I do? So she probably figured out a way to, to put those puppy eyes away and look actually terrifying. And that was the kind of the direction I decided to take. So, since like in level 2 we doing like a free archetype, I decided to go with the martial dedication,
Indeed.
which focuses on, like, among other things, I chose to focus on intimidation. So she's like now an expert in that, and that mostly influences not only intimidation rolls, but things she can do during combat that will mostly benefit her allies. Everybody, like all the allies who stand in a 15-foot radius around her, giving protection against certain debuffs or bonusing certain rolls.
Indeed. The martial, as a dedication, is one that focuses kind of on leadership, which I think fits with your
Yes.
your role as the former leader of your tribe before things kind of took a turn.
Yes. And yeah, and as the extra skill feat, I chose to go with group coercion, so which allows her to coerce multiple targets. And since she is an expert in intimidation right now, she can coerce up to 10 targets, I think,
Indeed.
at the same time.
It'll be handy for
Yeah.
getting groups of people to do what you want to do. Rick, what's new
Yeah.
with Kenji? What's going on with Kenji's level up?
So Kenji wakes up with a realization. And he goes down to the alchemist shop.
Mhm.
And he speaks to the owner. Like, before anybody else even gets there.
Yeah, you meet up with Zara. Hi, can I help you?
I need to talk to you.
And if this is about the job you all went on, I think you'd all like your friends all to be here, wouldn't you?
I need to talk to you privately.
Yeah, all right.
Sir Kenji, you're a handsome fellow, but I'm a taken hair.
God, why does he get all of the? He keeps getting all the benches. Whatever.
Because he's cool.
I didn't know you were a bard.
He's a ninja. That's basically the same thing. Anyway.
Yes.
That I am not accustomed to speaking about myself in this manner, but this was a very unusual circumstance, and I found myself in situations that I had never encountered before, and which I found myself unprepared for.
Hi, adventuring will do that to you.
That's not
What does
good
that have
enough.
to do with me?
It's not... I am not good enough. Like, ever since I was rescued, I have been worshipping the ground that my sensei has walked on. But there was only so much that he could teach me. I saw your apprentice out there, and I saw what he could do. And I need to be able to do that as well. The more options I have, the better that I can be, and the more that I can do.
Well, if you're asking me to take you on as an apprentice, I suppose I could do that. Cardamon doesn't need me looking over his shoulder anymore, so I suppose wouldn't hurt.
He thinks I'm cool. Wow.
You don't know that.
I know. I wish I did.
But yeah, so that little exchange happens. Zara does agree to take you on as an apprentice, which I'm sure is a fairly obvious statement about what Kenji's archetype is.
Taking the alchemist archetype, so that now I also can throw potion bombs.
That is still very ninja.
Smoke bombs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm looking forward to that. I always thought that idea was fun.
That is a cool blend.
Yeah.
What else did you get as Kenji?
Well, when he woke up that morning, there was something a little different that he didn't notice at first.
Well, we can discuss that one later.
Mm.
Perhaps when the rest of the party meets back up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Cardamon. What's
Oh.
going on with Cardamon?
He would definitely be waking up haunted by that recollection. Especially with it being as jarring as it is with how happy of a puppy that he is to everybody else, and it being that sad for his background. He would be waking up and just feeling the phantom pains with his prosthetic arm,
Mhm.
probably, and then looking at it and noticing that it's like kind of worse for wear, and in need of some TLC anyways. So he would be like clenching and unclenching his fist and looking at it, and then he would just get up and probably take it to what I would assume be like something of like a repair station, or like something of a mix of like a tinkerer's station and an alchemist lab.
Yeah, you
And
easily have something like that in your apartment.
yeah, and he would start just like playing with it in the way that he knew how to work with one arm. So he'd probably have something like a screwdriver or like a soldering iron in his mouth, and then in his left hand something of another tool while he's working on it. And then while he's working on this, all the bobs and whirs and everything that's happening, it's clenching, unclenching, randomly throwing up a middle finger. He's like, oh, that's not right. And just like playing with it, maybe giving it a fresh coat of paint. And then satisfied with it, taking the motivation from their last encounter, because it went so, it could have gone either way. He didn't want to like leave any more chances. He's upgrading his arm. And now he's a far lobber, and his arm is a bit stronger now, and he can throw his bombs 30 feet and his potions 30 feet, or whatever he needs to throw 30 feet, which is very fun. And because I don't know how to roleplay it quite yet, I'm sticking with the idea like, oh, he's so puppy, and then everyone being like, oh god, why is he actually a genius? I went with inventor.
Perhaps while you were kind of upgrading your arm, you got some ideas about your gun too.
Yeah.
You've always kind of had a knack for building things, so
yeah, just like tinkering and observing what other gunsmiths have probably done and everything. He's probably editing and playing with Mulligan a bit, his hand cannon, and giving it some fun flavors. And he now gets the idea that maybe he can start mixing alchemy with his gun. So he's gonna go downstairs and meet up with his mentor a bit, also in need of probably some physical intimacy and affection, because good god, reliving him chopping off his own arm for it to not work for an escape attempt probably has him feeling a little depressed.
I should imagine. Oh look, Kenji's there.
What? He hasn't put his arm back into its socket yet, so he's just like carrying it. It's like, what? You don't need potions. Why are you here? Also, good morning, Kenji.
Good morning, Cardamom.
Cool, good talk. He kind of walks up to him, a little teary-eyed, and then just like puts his face in his chest.
Does Kenji allow this?
Kenji tolerates this.
Yeah, it's not hard to tell that something's wrong with Cardamom, but
he wags a little for the exchange. And then after having some physical grounding that wasn't him mentally distracting himself and actually getting like touched, he starts talking with his mentor about the idea of mixing alchemy with bullets and projectiles and his gun potentially, so that he can use it more efficiently if he is to run out of options or quick files and things like that.
indeed. Oh,
Sweet.
Just really quickly, make a perception check for me, Cardamom.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Easy.
I would say this. Rick can tell you later, though. For now, we're going to move on to Nimki.
That is a good number. It's great. So like everyone else, Nimki has his coping mechanism, getting out of bed. He pretty much bolts out the door. His thing is, how do I explain it? He kind of wanders the city very aimlessly, sneaking, eavesdropping on random people, perceiving things, just being outside. While he's sneaking around, he it feels like another accidental spell comes, just like the rest of them, and this one is a field of shadow. It feels like a magic or false cloak on his back, and he can give it or move it wherever he wants. And this is a way for him to play. It's a playful thing for him. Let's see. I guess I can just go over the rest mechanically because I don't have like story in mind. Yeah. He can now trick magic item, which allows him to cast scrolls that perhaps a kitty friend could help make for him. And wands and stuff like that. He gets this from his rogue dedication. So he's like, he's that sort of guy. He gets a surprise attack from rogue and trained in thievery, which will be useful for him because later on he's gonna get dirty trick. It'll be his thing. Otherwise, let's see, what else does he get?
You've gotten a very steady hand at medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, that just, it lets him I have the option of not rolling the dice if I want to and just like taking a number like 14 or something.
It's true.
Yeah. And
yeah, Nimki kind of heads out and just sneaks around and discovers he's actually gotten quite good at it.
Yeah. The last thing is diplomacy. So the way I would describe it is this is sort of his first time out alone, away from family, and having to be on his own 2 feet and actually engage with other people. So he's like learning to talk a little bit. So he's got that now.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How about with Tiki Kiri, Miller? What's new with Tiki Kiri?
Well, Tiki Kiri has realized after this venture into the tower with all the elementals and stuff that he needs to know more about these sorts of things. He wants to know more. He wants to have more when it comes to these sorts of things. So part of that is actually why he was walking Aloysius back home last night, is that after he sort of got Aloysius in the door and he was stumbling around, Tiki Kiri used his new pickpocketing ability to take some of Aloysius's books. And over the night and into the early hours, even earlier into the hours, has been reading up on things about ancient civilizations, so that now he has a fledgling understanding of archaeology and ancient civilizations. Additionally, he's been continuing to practice his sort of fine motor skills with his metalworking, and so his kinesis abilities have been expanded.
Nice.
You're going to return those, right?
Oh, I return them the next morning when we go to Zana's. I come to your door. Maybe you're looking around for them or whatever, but I try to basically reverse pickpocket them back where I found them before you even notice I had taken them.
Silly. And Aloysius. We kind of role played through some of this, obviously. But why don't you tell us what's going on with Aloysius, Jonas?
Once he sobers up, he spends a bit of time going through his old books, studying spells that he hadn't thought about in a long time, reading through some of his texts, because on some level he realizes that he is now part of a party once again, whether or not he admits it. So he masters Interposing Earth, Tailwind, and what was the other one?
I believe those were the 2 spells you chose.
Okay. And he also learned a couple of feats, like Paradox of Opposites.
Well, that's specific to your archetype, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Which is Witch Dedication. He's just sort of leaning further into the magic stuff. And cantrips.
Aloysius has made contact with a mysterious extraplanar creature who has agreed to grant him more power. Whether or not he realizes it. But that's where Hocus comes from, his new frog familiar.
Right. So he looks at the frog and says, "Are you a talking frog?" Well, whatever. You just listen. Aloysius makes his breakfast, which includes some sort of elixir extracted from beans to promote wakefulness. Very mysterious. And as he sips it, he says, "You ever heard of the Cerberus Academy?" He goes to a chest and takes out a very beat up, smallish looking grimoire. It's only it's almost like a pocketbook size. See this? You get one of these, and you're expected to fill it up with profound wizardy thoughts or something. I don't know. Everyone I knew drew little doodles and sigils and curses in the margins. No one actually took meaningful notes. But I was really, really looking forward to filling mine up with whatever profound thoughts would have come to me. You know, when you're young, you think, oh, it's, you know, you think you're so important. And they had me wrapped around their finger. They thought, you know, I believed in the whole perfect little vision that they had there. He's just spilling all this to the frog. I really thought that I would graduate and I'd go on to be somebody important with a big long beard and a pointed blue hat and a staff saying something profound on an adventure. Now I wish I'd never even set foot in there. Yeah. Could have said it better myself.
And as you all kind of go about your mornings, having revisited, for many of you, the worst parts of your life, we're going to go ahead and end our session for today.
That was fun.
Yeah, we were all setting up for like a fun tournament arc and like a bathhouse and the beach episode. Got none of that.
But then God went like, nope, trauma.
Bait and switch.
I think it's a great time. My therapy is tomorrow.
Yeah.
You really want to see Aloysius in wearing anything less than what he's already wearing? I mean, really, do you want that?
Yes!
Of course, Cardamon does.
There's someone for everyone.
Cardamon is coping.
That's okay. We can have our bathhouse episode next week. Post-trauma bathhouse.
Yay!
God,
roll a lot
like
of dice.
you took that in a
We're gonna
direction. I didn't
we're gonna
think
soak on each other.
I didn't even consider detail or description wise like how Cardamon got it. I was like, oh, it's just as a result of like the magical experimentation background because the organization's shitty. And then you're like, no, I'm going to tell you exactly how you lost your arm, make you cry about it, and then make it worse. And
Exactly.
how is my dog not a villain?
I don't know. That's up to you.
That's fair. No.
Being sweet and outgoing is his coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Basically.
True.
I hope everybody had fun as I tormented you all.
Oh yeah. That was great, honestly.
Yeah. I already said it to you, but I love those stories. That was neat. Good vibe for me.
It was very good character development. It's very good
Yeah.
learning about everybody's backgrounds and everything without.
At least I know I no
read.
longer have puppy eyes.
Yay!
You are less
Puppy eyes
puppy-eyed.
are down.
Buffer arm, very fun.
But
At least
yes,
for the dog.
I hope chat enjoyed that whole thing as well. It looks like we have a raid target.
Yep.
So we are going to go ahead and raid into Whiskey Dingo. Thank you all for joining us, and I hope you had fun. We will see you all tomorrow as Rick resumes streaming.
Right.
Yeah, more video games. Hey,
let me make
chat.
sure I'm spelling this right. There we go.
Plays a lot of puzzle games. Is there a puzzle game that came out recently?
Nope.
You can't think of one.
Play Dreams of Aether.
Oh no. All right.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining
Good
us again.
night.
Have a good
Good
night.
night,
Good
everybody.
night, guys. See you guys next time.
Whee!